There was a moment in my life when everything almost fell apart. Not in a dramatic, movie kind of way. No, this was the quiet kind of collapse. The kind you feel in your chest when you wake up at 2 a.m. and realize you're running out of time, money, and excuses. It wasn't that I didn't have dreams. It wasn't that I wasn't trying. But every day felt like running uphill, barefoot. And that night, staring at the ceiling, one question burned in my mind. Am I going to let this be the end, or am I going to fight? I had big plans once. I told myself, one day, I'll be free. I'll build something that matters. I'll be successful. But life has this habit of testing how much you really mean those words. I was working 2 jobs. My rent was late. I had projects I kept saying I'd start when I had more time. But weeks turned into months, and months into years. And then, my breaking point came. Not because of some huge tragedy, but because I looked in the mirror and saw someone I didn't recognize. Not lazy, but undisciplined. Not hopeless, but scattered. It was raining that night. I was heading home after another long shift, and I saw this older man, probably in his 70s. Still pushing crates into the back of a small store. His clothes were soaked. His hands shook. And yet, he didn't stop. I don't know why, but that image burned into my mind. Because I realized something. If I didn't change, I would become him. Not because he was bad or weak, but because life doesn't magically give you what you want. You have to build it, every day. And building takes discipline. When I got home, I made a decision that scared me. I told myself, from this day forward, my feelings don't run my life. My discipline does. It sounds simple. But that first morning, my alarm went off at 5:00 a.m., and every cell in my body screamed to hit snooze. The bed was warm. The air was cold. My mind whispered, 5 more minutes. But I got up. Not because I felt like it, but because I said I would. That was the first brick. The next day, I did it again. And again. Discipline isn't built in grand moments, it's built in the small, silent wars you fight when no one's watching. At first, nothing seemed to change. I was still tired. I was still broke. But inside, something was shifting. I started finishing things I used to abandon halfway. I started saying no to distractions that used to steal my time. I stopped waiting for motivation and started acting without it. Weeks turned into months. And one day, I looked back and realized I wasn't the same person anymore. Not because life got easier, but because I got stronger. Here's what I learned. Motivation is a spark, but it burns out fast. Self-discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. When you train yourself to do what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not, you unlock a kind of power that no setback, no rejection, no bad day can take away from you. Think about it. Athletes don't become champions because they felt like training every day. Writers don't finish books because they waited for inspiration. They show up. Every single day. And so can you. 1 year later, I was still waking up early. Still sticking to my plan. Still saying no to the easy road. And then, it happened. I got my first big break. A client reached out with a project that paid more than 2 months of my old job. Not because I was lucky, but because I had been preparing for opportunities one couldn't even see yet. That's the thing about self-discipline. It plants seeds long before the harvest comes. Self-discipline doesn't just help you grow, it protects your growth. Because life will test you again, when you're tired, when you're stressed, when things seem unfair. Without discipline, you fall back into old habits. With discipline, you keep moving forward, no matter how hard the wind blows. So here's what I would say to someone going through what I went through. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It will never come. Don't wait to feel ready. You probably won't. Start now. Small steps. Every day. Not because it's easy, but because your future self is begging you not to quit. Self-discipline isn't about punishing yourself. It's about proving to yourself that you can be trusted to follow through. One day, you'll look back at the version of you who refused to quit, and you'll thank them for saving your life. It won't be easy. It won't be instant. But it will be worth it. Now, go build the life you promised yourself.